Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about red flags in a relationship that eventually becomes a canopy in our lives. Red flags are warning signals and unhealthy dynamics, and if they are ignored in a relationship, it accumulates to build up a canopy. Red flags are behaviors or patterns a person displays that can eventually create potential problems in a relationship or marriage. These red flags range from subtle cues to a mighty canopy. Mighty canopy actions that can be dangerous. It can be dangerous to your self-esteem and your mental health in general. Recognizing these signs is crucial to maintaining a healthy relationship. A relationship is supposed to be healthy, built on communication, trust, forgiveness, sharing, and mutual respect. There's some ingredients that some relationships lack and can sometimes take a negative turn for the worse. The ability to be sensitive and recognizing these red flags early in a relationship can later help you make informed decisions about a relationship, and this will enable you to know the way forward to prevent those red flags from becoming a canopy and a call too late to call. Some of these red flags are trust issues. Trust is the bedrock of a fulfilling and a lasting relationship. Without trust, everything crumbles and there's no need for a relationship. A persistent lack of trust eventually erodes the foundation of the relationship. People grew up with trust issues as a result of their background and upbringing, and therefore cannot trust anyone with their word. Sometimes you cannot blame these people. People like this make it hard for their partners to find a safe haven in them because of their constant jealousy or behaviors that presents itself as if they're the police in the relationship. They're policing everything to check if everything is all right, everything is trustworthy. Some go to the extent of accusing their partners with infidelity. Once they see them with the opposite gender, even without proof, they accuse them because of trust issues. I remember a friend of mine who died a few years ago when she got married to this guy. The guy has so much trust issues, it was so bad. My friend is somebody who has a lot of male friends like I do. I have a lot of male friends. I barely have female friends because I just feel females are petty, with stuff. But males, you just tell them your mind and then you move on the next day. You just talk about stuff and still laugh. So she's just like me. So she has a lot of male friends. So anytime my friend goes for a funeral, a wedding or party without her husband and she gets home, the husband is going to tell her to undress for him to check if she went to sleep with somebody. Very disrespectful, It got to a point in time it was so bad. He could easily embarrass my friend in front of people, especially if she's talking to a male friend. And it was so bad. I felt the uneasiness, in my friend's life. I addressed it a couple of times with the guy. I really gave it to him because I felt that he was depressing my friend, because that's not who she is. She's somebody who's a lovely person, somebody who loves to talk, enjoy the company of, people and all that. But since she got married to him, everything just changed. Even though, of course, if you're married, your husband is supposed to be the one you attend to, which is normal, but it doesn't mean you can't have a life outside of that. Eventually, she developed heart issues and she died. The marriage, of course, ended within 1 year. But, so we have to be careful about these red flags. I wish I saw those red flags when they were dating, but I was out of the country by then. People take this trust issues further by sneaking around and snooping through their fiancé or boyfriend's personal belongings to see who has been there, what they've been doing and all that. When they visit them, they try to do stuff, check their phones. Some of them even clone their boyfriends or girlfriends' phones or devices to know what they are doing. Mutual respect is like a two-way street and very essential for maintaining a healthy relationship. Some relationships become very toxic because of disrespect beyond boundaries and human comprehension. Some people develop the habit of insulting their partners for every little mistake they make. They have no grace for humanity. They criticize so badly and belittle them to the extent that their self-esteem becomes trashed down. They insult their character with no room for improvements or solutions. If disrespect becomes a norm in a relationship, then advising yourself and decide on how to exit the relationship. Verbal and physical abuse are also red flags. They are outright red flags in a relationship. Disrespect is the basis for verbal abuse and eventually turns into physical abuse over a period of time. Two adults who consent to fall in love and decide to be each other's keepers are not supposed to treat each other as punching bags. We are all adults. You can't hate an adult. If your partner is used to the habit of hitting a table or a wall when they're upset, be careful. Because the next minute, you don't see any table or wall around, they're going to punch you in the face if you keep making excuses for them. If they hit you and you laugh, they are going to keep hitting you. Most people who kill their spouses, they don't plan on killing them. They don't plan on doing that. It's out of anger that they push them or do something at the spur of the moment. It results in their death. So you have to be careful, because even if the person is the kind of person who throws stuff around or scatter everything when they're upset or punch your tie when they're upset, they are red flags that you need to be careful of. Physical harm is a way too fast solution to a problem, and so is name calling. Oh, you are stupid. Oh, you are good for nothing person. Oh, who do you think you are? Name calling is not important. Such abuses graduate to become wife beaters or husband beaters or batterers. And these abusers, like I said, they don't intentionally plan on murdering their partners. Such abusers graduate to become wife or husband batterers. And none of these abusers intentionally plan on murdering their partners. It just happens as a result of anger, where they push them and they hit their head against a wall or a table and they die. Challenges happen in every relationship, and there are several ways to deal with them. In a relationship, when you notice your partner doesn't like to address issues, you have to discuss that topic, because issues pushed under the carpet will one day eventually find itself overflowing. What happens with a lot of dirt pushed under the carpet is that it doesn't give any warning signal before spilling over when visitors are around. They just explode like that. And therefore, one must seek help or decide on what to do. Refusal to address issues hinders the relationship from thriving and growing. There are certain relationships that you notice that one person carries all the burdens of the relationship. That person is the same person who is doing their due diligence for the partner to be happy, creating fun, making decisions, communicating, supporting the partner, and everything that makes the partner happy is one-sided. It's either because the person is controlling, or the person feels it's their duty, and the other party just feels they are supposed to be the takers. Take, and take. They don't see any point in supporting their partner in making the relationship a better one. It's a red flag. Emotional manipulation and isolation, they're also red flags. Some people, in a very subtle way, love to be in control of your feelings and actions, and they want you to be dependent on them. They use various methods like making you feel guilty and apologize for things you didn't do, but you eventually accept it. If anything is their fault, they rather play the victim to avoid being accountable and apologize for it. Such people will gaslight you at every least chance they find and try to isolate you from people who love you like your family and friends. They usually take the support system away from you. They'll create tension between you and your family or friends. They'll create a rift between you, so that in case they hurt you, you don't have any support system to fall on. So they try to take all these people away from you, so you're on your own if something happens. That is a big red flag. You can't have people in your life, and because somebody comes into your life, you can't deal with those people anymore, or you can't be friends, or you can't enjoy your family anymore. Some people are just dictators. They like to make decisions solely based on their whims and caprices without considering your opinion. They see it as normal. They monitor their movement. They choose what they are supposed to wear for them. You can have an input in what they should wear and how they should look, but it doesn't mean you should control them. If I go to the store and I buy clothes and my husband is not around, usually I go with him, so he'll check, oh, is this nice, is this short or too long and all that. He loves short dresses and all. He told me, oh, he loves this and all. But if I go without him, I bring the clothes home, I'll show it to him, I'll wear them, and he'll say, oh, this one doesn't look too nice. I think you should drop it, you should return it and all that. And I listen to it because Sometimes I myself am not that okay with those options. I just think, you just want to wear it and see how it's going to look with your shoes and all that. So it doesn't mean that that's controlling. This person suggests that, oh, I think this doesn't look too good on you, it looks too tight, you're showing too much flesh and all that, So that one is just chipping in for you to look good. But when it comes to them controlling you, you cannot wear this, you cannot do this, you're not their child. You cannot talk to this person. You can suggest to your partner, if you're in a relationship with somebody over time because of whatever they do that may affect them, or whatever they are trying to achieve that is not helpful to your partner. But you cannot just tell them to write off everybody in their lives. It's a red flag. You can't be that demanding and expect the relationship to work. Because there are differences between red flags, obsession, and somebody caring. Or sometimes we make excuses for them, because we are in love. Until we watch those red flags become like a canopy in our lives. You have to make a decision on how to build your self-worth, to know what to accept and what not to accept. Because a person with a complete self-worth will notice the lack of worthy love. Self-worth makes you know you deserve worthy love. So if you know that and you're not receiving that, it's a red flag. You will not linger around and wait for the canopy to fill the entire room before you make a decision. You have to be able to note the differences of these behavior patterns to better understand the health of the relationship. Don't underestimate your instincts when it comes to red flags, because your instincts know you better than anyone else. You should have an honest communication about whatever you're feeling and whatever your partner is doing. That is a red flag. If they're willing to change, that's fine. They can seek counseling. Or you can tell them whatever you want them to do to make you happy. If they're not willing to fix it and they think it's normal, they think it's not a big deal, they think that's how you deserve to be treated, you have to make an informed decision. You have to decide on what you want to do. Remember, with those red flags before marriage, they are very tiny. When you get married, they become a canopy. This is when you use the magnifying glass to see it. It becomes so big, there's nothing you can do to make it work. And that is where the regrets come in. You've committed yourself. What do? You have children. You don't know whether you should leave or stay, because that magnifying glass has magnified the red flags. It even turns to resentment. So before you get married, that is when you have to make the decision. You have to know what you can tolerate and what you cannot. You have to know your strength. You have to know the bandwidth and the level that you can tolerate certain things. But most of these red flags, you don't deserve them. A relationship is supposed to be built on love and not to hurt. So if it hurts, it's not worth it. You have to decide on what to do. Set boundaries and ensure your partner adheres to them. If these boundaries doesn't lead to any change, analyze the relationship. Make a firm decision. You deserve to be in a relationship with respect and love. You deserve to be valued. You deserve to be adored. Why shouldn't you be adored? I always say there are people that you can see their relationship or their marriages, and the way they adore each other is so beautiful that you want to grow to become like them. So why don't you want to be valued? Why don't you want to be adored? Why don't you want a man or a woman to worship the ground you walk on, and you want to be treated like a nobody? Red flags hinders progress in marriage. Red flags become a canopy, and you know how big a canopy is. It's a shelter for a lot of people to sit under. A canopy is so huge, you cannot deal with it in a marriage. So watch, learn, and decide, and demand to be treated with respect and love. Thank you for watching my video. Like, share with your friends and family, and please look out for more videos. Thank you.